extrovert person tends to communicate and socialize with a lot of people. So this is also related with neighborhood. Okay. So
Yeah.
being an extrovert, they go outside, they collect energy with socializing. Okay. When they are silent, not doing, not meeting people, they feel their aura, their body feels unspiritual. Okay.
Yeah.
So therefore, we have to understand about people. Maybe that is why we should not judge people uh, too easily. Okay. Do not
Mm-hmm.
judge people too easily before you understand deeper about that person. And we have to
Yeah.
learn and read about that person, whether he or she is an introvert or extrovert person. And we are not
Mm-hmm.
focusing on being introvert or extrovert person. Okay. We
Mm-hmm.
are not focusing on this issue because it is just because it is related with our neighborhood that we have to understand about our neighbors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, next, more questions. Maybe the question that I would like to you is, what would you do if your neighbors were too noisy?
Mm, when they get too noisy, I just tell my mom, why is it really noisy out there? Because I sometimes I couldn't focus with my own self. So sometimes I feel I kind of mad with it, but
Mhm.
sometimes I just ignore it and
Yeah.
just focusing on myself.
Okay. So you just things that you would do is just report to your mom, share to your mom that you don't feel
Mhm.
comfortable. Okay, you don't feel comfortable
Mhm.
with their noise. Uh, maybe we are limited. Maybe when we are reporting or maybe screaming the same thing that they're doing, there will be a lot of problem, right?
Yeah.
So we just try to relax our mind, just maybe try to neglect that and try to enjoy our own time. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and next question. Have you ever eaten with your neighbors?
Mm, I guess ever on when I was in primary school,
Mhm.
I sometimes
Would you describe?
yeah I sometimes um going out with my mom to went to the next door or my neighbor house to like attending and gathering church event or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes like we pray together and yeah, something like that. And
Mm.
in the end of the uh event, we eat together and just communicate and socialize with each other.
Each other. Okay. My tradition here, we often eat together with our neighbors on special occasions. Okay. On
Mm,
special occasions, we often eat together, maybe like a party when there is a marriage. So when there is a
mm,
marriage, people can go and crowd together to that party. From small children, adults, teenagers can go to that party freely, and they can eat
yeah.
together in that party. And it is free. Okay, it is really free.
Mm,
Every person can eat as much as possible as they like,
that,
but only on certain occasions. Okay, only on certain occasions, maybe something like festives, maybe Christmas celebrations and marriage party and family party, something like that. So when we go to their house, they feel uh, they really love it. They really love to see us eat together with them because by going to their
mm,
house, eating together, it means that we have a good bond, that
yeah.
we are bonding very well. So that's the tradition in my place here. So we are
Mm,
still uh, doing it until now because that's the way how we can connect with one each other. Because
yeah.
sometimes we have been too busy, so we don't have time to talk. But when it is a party, we can socialize with our neighbors here. Okay. And next question is, do you know your neighbors' names, ages, and jobs?
Mm, I know the name, but I don't specifically know um the names, but I know the age because like I said before, he was in the same school with me and but different class, so I
Mhm.
know the age like the same with me, and his job is still a student.
A student.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the elderly parents? Do you know about them in
Um.
details?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. So you only know
Yeah.
about your friends. Okay,
Yeah.
same level with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, if it is a problem, you told me that you know about their names and ages.
Mhm.
Don't you go to the same schools?
Yeah. We go on the same school as them like me, but um different major with him.
Oh, I
So
see.
I'm a accounting student and he is a multimedia student. So we are in the same place, but we are a different major.
Oh, yeah. You're in the same place in school, but different major.
Yeah.
You're taking
Mhm.
accounting and he's taking uh,
Multimedia.
multimedia. Okay.
Mhm.
And related with friends that you have, is your mom or your dad selective about your friends?
Mm, Sometimes my mom or my dad just give me an advice to
Mhm.
just socialize or having a friends is really a good deal, but you have to selective and you must know about this person. Like, is it okay to become friends with him or her, or they are just giving a bad impact to us, and we just have
Okay.
to select it. Yeah, be selective.
Okay. So you are open with friends, open with
Yeah,
people
I'm
around you.
open, really
Okay.
open. Yeah.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
you're not closed, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be careful, right? You have to
Yeah.
be careful whether it brings you good impact or bad impact on your
Mm-hmm.
uh, on your character, maybe. Okay, building the
Yeah.
character,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
environment really plays a lot of roles
Mm-hmm.
in settling our future. Because when we,
Mm-hmm.
like people say, like a wise person says that the friends, the family in which you are living will build you to where you want to go. If the environment is not healthy, something like toxic, they are
Yeah.
talking bullshit, something like that, they will
Mm-hmm.
drag you to their life. But when they are positive,
Mm-hmm.
they will bring you to the better life or better future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
agree that you have to be careful choosing or selecting your friends, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because friends really affect your decision, your mental health, and friends also play very much role uh, to to decide what you are going to think. If you are talking things that is
Mm-hmm.
not really important, uh, you will be dragged into their
Mm-hmm.
circle. Okay, so try
Yeah.
to find the best friends for you, because the friends
Mm-hmm.
will be your support system. Okay, the friends will be
Yeah.
your support system to support you and to give you motivation to understand you. Number one is to understand you, accept you the way you are. Okay, so they're not
Mm-hmm.
just judgmental. They bring positive energy. They bring a good situation for you, and then you feel accepted and you feel the positive life. So you feel peaceful in your life. Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, did you ever get angry or mad at your neighbors?
Mm, like I said before, when they just got um talking too loud and like or screaming, I just get disturbed by it. So I feel mad, but at the same time, I just can't do nothing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just ignore it, try to ignore it.
Okay. You try to ignore the
Mm,
noise. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody has an experience being mad to their neighbors, maybe because they dispute one thing, one issue,
Mm,
because of maybe mm, because of a lot of issues, maybe about boundary of the house, okay, boundary of the
mm,
house, pets maybe, or children, okay. When the children
mm,
fight, it can affect the parents, and they
yeah.
get mad at each other, and they can be
Mm,
enemies, okay, right?
mm,
Yeah. Okay, well, so I would like to describe what tenses can we use when you are describing your neighbors. Okay,
mm,
so we relate here with the grammar focus, how to describe about our neighbor. Let's look at ways we can use these words in a sentence. So to describe our neighbor, we can use simple present tense. We can use simple present tense. So the pattern is we use verbal sentence when the verbal sentence is using verb. Okay, so we use subject plus verb, and then we have to put suffix s or es after the verb
mm,
if it is the third singular person. For example, if the subject is she, okay, we use s or es.
mm,
Okay, do you understand this?
yeah.
Okay, and then we put object. And when
Mm,
the sentence is nominal, so nominal is can be adjective, can be noun, and can be adverb. Okay, we have to use to be. Okay, we have to use to be is or are. So when the subject is singular, one subject, we can use is, and when the subject is more than one, we can use are, or we call it
mm,
plural noun. Okay, and then we use object or complement. So here are for examples. My next door neighbor is very kind. Okay. My next door neighbor is very kind. If I need
yeah.
help doing something, he will always offer to help me. So look at this.
Mm,
Uh, my next my next door neighbor is very kind. So we have to put to be because very kind is explaining about the adjective, the character.
check. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you can understand. And if I need
Mm,
help doing something, he will always offer to help me. So remember to use simple present tense. And second sentence, one of my neighbors is very quiet and respectable. One of my neighbors is very quiet and respectable, but the other neighbor is very noisy. They are always
mm,
playing loud music late at night. Okay,
mm,
so you see here, one of my neighbors is very quiet, using to be because this is adjective, and respectable also adjective. But
mm,
the other neighbor is very noisy, so we use is. They are always playing loud music late at night. So here also we can use simple present continuous tense, but not all of the time. Sometimes we can
mm,
use simple present continuous tense to describe our neighbor, okay? But majority
yeah.
of the tense that we can use is simple present tense. Okay, and then would you please read these sentences?
I have a neighbor who is very sociable. They always invite the other neighbors over to their place for a barbecue or some other party. But there's another neighbor who is very shy. He doesn't talk to anyone at all. I have a really terrible neighbor. She is very nosy, always interfering in other people's business. One of my neighbors is very elderly, so I try to help her out whenever I have time. What about your
Okay.
neighbors?
Yeah. So I have a neighbor who is very sociable. Look at this.
Mm,
This is simple present tense and using to be. Okay.
yeah.
They always invite the other neighbors over to their place for a barbecue or some other party. But there is another neighbor who is very shy. There's another neighbor who is very shy. He doesn't talk to anyone at all. So we can, like you did just now, you had also described very well about your neighbor. Okay, you had described very well about your neighbor. We can explain how they do things, how he does the things, and
mm,
how she she is behaving in their life or in her daily activity. Okay, so like the sentences that we are looking at this presentation. And then I have really a terrible neighbor. I have a really terrible neighbor. We also can use noun phrase. Okay, we also can use a noun phrase. A really
mm,
terrible neighbor means that really terrible means describing the neighbor. Okay, you
mm,
understand? And she is very noisy, always interfering in other people's business. Do you understand?
mm,
Okay. And then one of my neighbors is very elderly. So I try to help her out whenever I have time. Okay.
mm,
So here are the sentences that we can build when you are sharing about your neighbors in the future.
mm,
Okay. So hopefully this topic about neighbor is complete and you can understand anytime when you are talking, maybe when you are working in one
yeah,
situation, you can describe about your neighbors. Okay, so
mm,
without hesitation, without thinking too long, too much, you have got enough vocabularies to help you describe
mm,
about
yeah,
your neighbors.
mm,
Anyway, before uh, we finish our class today, do you have something
mm.
to say?
Mm, firstly, I just really feel sorry about the previous um last Saturday because I really forgot to tell you that I cannot be able to join last session. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
And um I'm felt mm, really motivating because you explained it really well to me and you're really open to me and you're explained it really well so I could understanding really well and
Yeah.
um actually this week I'm kind of busy and it was a tough bit so I probably will tell you if I able to join our next session on Saturday or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
tell you.
Please make sure me before you
Mm-hmm.
if you plan not to join our class, please tell me soon. Okay. Please tell me soon,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you tell me that you cannot join, I will be able to adjust my time to do other things, okay?
Yeah,
But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know that you must be very no very very tired and very busy these days preparing the examination, preparing
Yeah, yeah.
the year in 2000 the last of the last year, maybe the last time for your for this year because you have been the third class in vocational high
Mm-hmm.
school. Okay, you must prepare a lot of things for your examination. So
Yeah.
anyway, do you think that your English grow?
Mm, actually, kind of think that I'm kind of improved with my English,
Hmm.
and somehow when I speak, I know more a lot of vocabulary from learning from um, these courses and sometimes when I learn English at school, I sometimes help my friends because sometimes the teacher asks us to um, write down our opinion about
Yeah.
some topics, and I could I could answer it and try to help my friends. And
Oh,
I
I
think
see.
I'm really
Improving. Yeah.
thankful about my English improvement. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. So you
Mm-hmm.
could help your friends doing homework.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so that's what
Mm-hmm.
I really want. Okay, so I think thank you very much for sharing about your your things at school, and hopefully you could enjoy everything that you learned from school.
Mm-hmm.
And related with your English, how you could improve your English is that you can do a lot of things to improve
Mm-hmm.
your English, okay? Because one
Yeah.
quote that I have to say is that learning English is a marathon, not a sprint, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
a marathon means needs process. So every time
Mm-hmm.
you learn, other than this, you also can learn from YouTube. You also can learn from school. Okay, you also can learn from your friends and
Yeah.
online sites and any other sites or friends that you think that is suitable for you to learn English. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
a sprint. Means that if you stop, okay, if you stop, it is not like a race of a marathon. Okay, so thing that we are doing is a marathon needs a lot of process until our
Mm-hmm.
English gets improved in the future. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much, Vera. I think until here our class, and give my greetings to your parents and your teachers.
Yeah.
Okay, God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.